guys, welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can enjoy more videos like this one. All right, so tonight we are going to be going over the mid-season finale. Well, they're calling it the fall finale of Empire. So that's episode number 10, season 6, episode 10, called Cold Man. So let's get right into it, guys. All right, so we got Lucious, and he's sitting in his office, and he's looking at the divorce papers Cookie sent him, and I think he's drunk or whatever. So he's like, oh, nobody's gonna, tell me when it's over. I say when it's over and all that stuff, right? So then he gets a call from Tracy, who says, Lucious, Philly Street, he's on his way. He's coming to kill you. He put this and that together, blah, blah, blah. You guys know what happened, right? She's basically trying to make it seem like Philly Street put the whole situation together about the song with Shine, and he figured it out, and now he's on his way over to kill Lucious, okay? So Lucious was prepared and ready for Philly Street, okay? And so Philly came, and Lucious held the gun, he pointed the gun right at his head. So anyway, they're going back and forth and everything, and of course, Philly's confronting him and saying, go ahead, you're going to tell me another fairy tale about Bunky and this and that and the third. And so they're just going back and forth. I can't say everything verbatim, but the point is that Lucious was saying, you don't have to do this. I am now the gatekeeper. I can actually make you a king, right? And so long story short, Philly Street is like, I'm not doing this again. As angry as he was, he said, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to kill another man over some money that I did not earn. I think he said something like, you and that white chick could go to hell, or something like that, he said, right? And so Lucious was like, you talking about Tracy, white Tracy? And Philly's like, yeah, she's the one who told me about this whole thing, the song, and the whole thing. She's the one who put the bug in his ear, basically, right? And so Lucious is like, well, she's the one who told me you were coming. So I'm like, yeah, she done, her little weak chess move done basically got her all caught up and messed up, because we know what happens later. But anyway, when she calls him and was saying, oh, he's on his way to kill you, I was like, why is she doing that? And then I had to realize, you know what? She wants to make herself look like the savior, because her thing is she's so freaking delusional and in love with Lucious that she's going to try to do anything to get back with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Next, we have Lucious and Cookie. They're arguing over assets. I'm not sure who the man was that was there, but I don't know if he was some type of somebody that was helping to go over the assets or whatever. But as they're arguing back and forth about who takes this, who doesn't take that, blah, 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 he comes out with the jewelry box. And he's like, oh, we found this. And they both knew, Cookie and Lucious, they both knew what it was that he was talking about. And so they asked the maid and the guy that was there, can you guys excuse yourselves? So they start talking. They open up the box. And of course, I already knew what was in the box. It was Cookie's father's necklace. And they were talking about it. And Lucious was saying, you gave me this necklace for protection. And I wore it every day while you were locked away, and I took it off when you came home. So I guess that was the writer's way of letting us know, because they definitely screwed up, because nobody ever saw that necklace, spoke about that necklace, or anything. So they had to, of course, do some kind of backstory and let us know why we ain't never see Lucious with that daggone necklace on. So basically, they let us know that Lucious wore it, and when Cookie came home, he stopped wearing it. Okay, whatever. So he said, I'd like to keep it, because it did protect him, and he'd like to keep it. And she said, you know what, okay, Lucious, but you got to sign my papers. So then that was that. And she, he was like, he wants to keep it safe. Next, we got Teri and Andre, and she's, at home, and she's making like this little gingerbread mansion situation. And he's trying to, give her a kiss, like, hey, babe, whatever. Oh, that looks nice and all that stuff. And Walker's first Christmas and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, how did you sign prophetic? Like, she ain't trying to hear nothing, because, she's upset because she's just trying to figure out, like, who the heck did I marry, right? And that's basically what she says to him. Like, girl Chastity told me everything about you setting him up, setting a prophetic and all that stuff. And I just want to know who I married. Like, I don't even know who I married. We got married too quick. So now I'm wondering who are you? Who did I marry? And he's like, I'm the man that won over Patel with my skills or whatever he said, right? And then he said that he's the man she showed him he had inside. And she says, well, I hope that man is stronger than the one who lied to my face, because he did that like it was nothing. And then she walked away and left him. So next we got Yana, and she shows up at Lucious's house. And he lets her know that him and Cookie are getting a divorce. And she's like, oh, you filed? And he said, no, Cookie did. And so, she was saying, well, I know that I could never replace Cookie and everything. I know where I stand with that and all that other crap. But I'm not even going to go into all of that. We're going to move on to the next one, because y'all already know that this whole Yana thing, it gets on my nerves. So next we have a scene where Siana goes to see Devon, and she lets him know that she's now available to be his Asa partner, and Devon is like, the show's tomorrow, right? And anyway, long story short, as they talk, he realizes that the reason why she's available to him now is because she wasn't nominated for an Asa. And she's like, I can't allow Bossy to cause me to lose my crown and all this other crap she was saying. And then he was like, here we go again. I can't keep up with you. Like, whose fault is your shutout now? Like, basically trying to say, like, she blames everybody else for the reasons why she's, like, no longer on top or no longer, like, in demand, I guess. And she's like, excuse me? And he's like, you should take this as a wake-up call. All I hear is more excuses and less music. You should take this as a wake-up call to get back on top or get back in the game. And she's like, well, excuse me, I was trying to help you out, One thing I don't like about Tiana, I'm going to just say this and move on, is that she's always been very cocky and full of herself. Like, I've seen that throughout all the seasons pretty much, and I never liked it. So, whatever. She's just really full of herself, and what she's getting is kind of what she deserves, I guess. She does need to be, somebody needs to take her off her high horse, and that's just what's going on. And I don't care about it, because when you don't know how to humble yourself, you will be humbled. Okay? So anyway, so next we got Tracy, and she's coming to Lucious's office, and he thanks her for saving his life, and he said, why did you do that? Why would you do that for me? And she says, And he said, no, but tell me, say the words. You never said the words before. And so she says that, you and I are the real love story. Like, is she crazy? She's really crazy. Like, the crack that she smoked totally fried, like, her brains and her senses and everything, because she just be having her own crazy fairy tale going on up in her head. So, Lucious brings her close, and he hugs her, you know what I'm saying? And she's all caught off guard, like, but she loves it. And then he says, I guess she has some type of keys in her hand. It looked like they were kind of like card keys, but whatever. They were some type of keys for access. And he said, you never have to worry about this again, because, he just, how Lucious be flipping. Because security is packing your stuff right now. And so she's like, oh, Lucious, no, I never wanted to hurt you and all this stuff. And, eventually he picked her up and carried her out and everything. And she was basically saying, I was just trying to help you and you need me. And he said, I never needed you. And she says, you're going to regret this. And he said, the only thing I regret is not wearing a condom 37 years ago. You crackhead. And anyway, he carried her to, like, the door of his office, and the security took over. So there you got it with that. And next we have Yana still at the house, and she's picking out Lucious's suit for the Asa Awards. And she's like, oh, this will be nice with some bling on it. And then she picks up the medallion, and Lucious runs over there like, no, like, put this down. I don't need your help. I don't even want none of this right now. Like, I don't even want to be doing this stuff in the first place. And she's like, you don't want to be doing this in the first place. Okay, what's wrong? Talk to me. She always got to act like she's this man's therapist. It's so frustrating to look at this little girl Guys, I'm not gonna waste your time. You know how I feel. Woo, anyway, so of course it's like when she goes on her therapy kick, he's sucked in, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's so vulnerable with it. I don't know. But he goes and he tells her that his own son is trying to replace him. But she let him know, like, you know, you taught him, you know, everything he knows. So if he takes over Empire, it'll be like replacing you with yourself, you know? And I don't know, I guess that kind of made him feel some type of, it gave him, I think that might have given him a little bit of peace or something like that, you know what I mean? But she was basically telling him, like, nobody can take your freedom and no one can take away the empire that you built. So whatever. So next we have everybody taking pics on the red carpet at the ASA Awards, and Tracy shows up. She looks very nice, by the way, like very nice, but she appears to be high. She definitely was high because she was like, oh, take a picture. Does it look nice like this? Oh, they call me Tracy. White, you know, all this. She was just doing the most on the red carpet. She was acting out of character. She was acting like a crackhead, high. So they come to her. The security tells her, you gotta go. You're not even on the list. And so they carry her away, and she's screaming. And then Cookie and Lucious, they're watching the whole thing. And Cookie says, you know, she says to Lucious, I have no love for the girl, you know, for that woman. But no one deserves to be treated like that. And no one deserves to be jerked around. Speaking of jerked around, where are my papers, my divorce papers? And he says, I'll get to them when I'm ready. You are not the only priority in my life, Cookie. And my thing was with this, like, why the rush? Why is she, like, you just gave the man the papers. Why are you trying to rush him to sign them? You know? Maybe she's afraid she's going to change her mind or something. Like, I don't know. But what are you rushing to sign it for? It's not like, a lot of times, like, I feel like when people, they want someone to hurry up and sign some papers, is because they're trying to get married to somebody else, or like, you stopping my love life, you stopping my flow, like, let's go, you come on, right? But it was like, you just gave it to him, you're not romantically involved with anyone, why are you rushing the man to sign the papers? He does need to sit with it for a little while. He needs to let it marinate, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a serious situation, you know, especially for Lucious, because he's not ready for it. So rushing him to do it is not going to work. Give him a little time. But anyway, so next we got Chastity, and she's showing up to the ASAs, and she runs into Teri, who was on her way to the bathroom. She tells Teri that Andre threatened her, okay, for telling Teri that she helped set Prophetic up. And she's like, did he touch you, this and that? And she said he almost did, or he might as well, or something like that. And then she was like, Chastity, she said, you're married to a monster, okay? And then she left. So, of course, Teri was not feeling that at all. And I guess she never even bothered to go back in there, you know, in the ASAs. Maybe she went home after that or whatever. So, anyway, meanwhile, Melody, she's on stage and she's killing it. She has a great performance. And after that, she has her interview. And during her interview, she comes out to everybody to let them know that she's transgender and everything, and that Melvin was a lie and all that stuff, right? And that she wants to be an example for other transgender women. And I forgot the girl from, she's a transgender as well, from Love and Hip Hop New York. She was on there. Yeah, I probably know who I'm talking about, but she was on there. They showed her or whatever. Anyway, so basically she gives all that credit to Cookie for helping her, you know, just come out and just let it be known and live in her truth, you know. And she gets off the little stage or whatever, and then Cookie looks over because Yana is in the crowd, and Cookie and her make eye contact, and Yana's all smiling, and she sees the daggone necklace on Yana. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, heck no. What in the world is this girl doing with this necklace on? So anyway, her and Cookie talk, right? Yana introduces herself, and she says, I'm Yana. And Cookie says, yeah, I know, Damon's daughter. Where'd you get the medallion? Like, she want to cut to the chase, okay? We don't have time for no small talk. Where'd you get the medallion? And she says, oh, it's Lucious's. And she says, I know, how'd you get it? And so I guess Yana was kind of hesitant or whatever, and then Cookie said, oh, I know. You're the chick that Lucious is screwing. And so, basically, Cookie was trying to tell the girl, like, you don't know Lucious, you know, and Yana's like, oh, I know his heart. And she said, you don't know him, baby, okay? He will use you. That's all he does is use people. It took me half of my life to realize that and all of that stuff. And don't you know that he's just using you to get back at your father because your father sicked the feds on him and all that kind of stuff. So she just totally popped Yana's bubble real quick. And she didn't do it spitefully. She felt like she was really looking out for the girl, okay? Telling her, I'm saving you, okay? From a bullet, sweetheart. Run, okay? Run. Whew, that was a shame, honey. So anyway, Cookie walks off and Yana's standing there looking stupid. And I was wondering, why didn't you take the necklace back, Cookie? That's your father's necklace. I understand you gave it to Lucious, but not to give to no other chick. Like, what the heck did Lucious give the girl the necklace for in the first place? That is something that pissed me off. Like, why would you give this necklace to Yana or let her wear it or whatever you was doing? I don't understand what was going on in Lucious's mind for that one. I don't know. That right there, to me, that needed some explaining, okay? Because I wasn't feeling it. Now, next we got Devon on stage and he's performing with Treasure. And Tiana, she has to watch in the audience. So while she's watching, you know, Treasure and Devon, they're doing well until Hakeem shows up. And so Hakeem shows up and he's there to be, you know, supportive, some moral support for Tiana because, you know, she didn't get nominated and she's not performing or nothing like that, you know. So she was there. He was there for her. He was giving her encouraging words and all that stuff. And it was kind of making her feel like, you know, she misses him. So that's what she said. Next thing you know, she's telling him, I missed you. You want to get out of here? And so this whole time that they're doing their little exchanges in the audience, Devon is looking at her and the whole exchange while he's performing. And it's distracting him. And they got up and they left. Okay. I mean, that's disrespectful. I mean, if you're with this guy, Devon, what are you doing leaving with your baby father? I'm telling you, that girl Tiana's something else now. She's something else. She don't feel like she needs to owe anybody an explanation. If she want to drop you like a daggone hot pocket or hot potato or whatever, that's what she's going to do. She don't care about nobody's feelings. She's all about herself, and she's the queen. So next, they announce Lucious, and he steps up to read the nominees for Artist of the Year award. And he's reading the, you know, reading the list casually until he finds that there's no Empire artist on the list, and it pissed him off. And he goes on this rant like, we worked so hard for months just to try to get the votes in for, you know, for these nominations and all of this stuff. And if this is what Empire has come to, I don't want no parts of it. As a matter of fact, effective immediately, I'm quitting Empire or I'm leaving Empire. But as far as my retirement, I'm just getting started and all that stuff, you know. And then he goes, looks back at Yana, talking about when you meet somebody that opens your eyes to freedom or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing, guys. I don't care. So he said that he's leaving Empire, but he's not retiring. And the look on Andre's face is like, why are you mad? You know, he seems upset. He's shaking his head and all that. I'm thinking you would be jumping for joy. I'm thinking you would have that stupid smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Andre, why are you mad? Is it because, number one, you would have rather had more satisfaction pushing your father out? Or number two, do you feel stupid for undermining him and plotting against him and all that stuff just to turn around and he just gives up the throne anyway? Like, which one is it? Because you're confusing me, all right? Anyway, so Lucious goes back to this, you know, he goes backstage and he sees Yana and she's like, I met your wife and she's very charming. And then she says, why don't you just go screw my father? And she shoves the medallion in Lucious's chest. And, you know, like I said, I could care less about her being upset. I just want to know why he gave her that necklace. You know. So, next we got Yana. She goes to see her father. And she tells him, Daddy, I made a very big mistake and I need you to help me make it right. And he said, okay, baby, it's okay. And that was it. You know, they got the dramatic music in the back and all that stuff. So you know all they're doing, guys, right? They're basically setting it up for us to say, okay, here's one of the people that might be shooting Lucious, okay? I don't know. So next we got Cookie. She's waiting for Lucious in the dark, but she's not really in the dark because she's in front of a fireplace. But Lucious doesn't notice her. He's over there pouring himself a drink. So then she finally speaks up to make herself be known. And he said, what did you say to Yana? You know, and she said, you mean Damon's daughter? You foul, Lucious, this and that. And he said, you just jealous because I finally found someone that sees me. And she's like, I didn't come over here to talk about your new piece of behind or whatever, but I did hear your whole spiel about freedom. So I want to know, what about my freedom? Sign the papers, Lucious. They right here. Sign the papers. So this guy says, no. You chased away the one person that could, my second chance at love or something stupid like that, he said. And now you want me to sign some papers so you could go off and be happy and stuff like that. And he said, I'm not signing nothing. You're stuck with me for life, Mrs. Lion. And she gets up. She pulls the gun out of the box. And she's like, sign the papers, Lucious. I'll be your widow before I'll be your wife for the rest of my life, or some crap like that, she said. So next, Andre, he goes to Teri and he asks her, you know, where she was because he needed her. And she basically tells him that she knows because Chastity came and let her know that he threatened her. And he's like, no, baby, she's lying. I mean, but the way he was saying it, I was like, dag, he's so, like, believable right now. He seems like he's being honest, you know? So when she goes into the bathroom, because she's like, I just don't want you to touch me. She seems like she's really afraid of him. He's over there banging on the door. I was kind of nervous because I'm like, I hope that he don't make her fall, make a mistake and push her and make her hit her head somewhere and kill her or nothing like that. But, you know, thankfully she went into the bathroom and he was banging on the door. But then Kingsley shows up and says, you need to stop banging because she's already afraid. And then Andre says, I wouldn't ever threaten a woman. Like, you know, that's not his style. So Kingsley was like, yeah, but I would. And so, you know, they showed us the whole flashback of the in and out, the interchanging of their bodies. Like Andre, right, is threatening the girl. He punched the wall over her head and all that stuff. But we see the interchanging that it's really Kingsley inside of him. When I tell you I'm tired of the bull and the new tricks that this show be coming up with, I'm tired. But I'm going to tell you another thing. So, at the beginning, when I first started, you know, reviewing the season, I did say that Andre was one of my suspects for shooting Lucious. But a part of me was feeling like, you know what, I don't think he would try to kill Lucious. But I'm going to keep him on the list anyway. You know, I know he tried before, but I think those days are over. So I said, you know, I'm going to still keep him on the list though because he has been doing some crazy things. But now that we see that Kingsley can now control Andre, which just is just ridiculous at this point. Now he's definitely high on the list because that means that if Kingsley wants to kill Lucious, that means that he can use Andre's body now to do it. Okay? Come on now. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? This is just, at some point, it makes you feel like we know that this is fiction, but at some point it's kind of taking out the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I know that Andre has mental issues, but it's just going far, though. They're just reaching for the freaking stars. Like, sheesh. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, yeah, but then Kingsley says, if Tracy gets in our way again, I'm going to have her removed. And you know what that means, right? He's going to kill the lady. All right. But anyway, so, you know, lastly, we got Cookie still going at it with Lucious. And she's telling the man, sign the papers, Lucious, of course. And he said, go on and shoot me. So she shoots the ceiling. And it kind of spooks him or whatever. And she said, now which head should I shoot, you know? Anyway, so long story short, he goes over there, right? I'm signing the papers, but this is by force. And it's not going to hold up in court and all this stuff. And then, you know, as has the pen and he's trying to sign the papers, she's telling him, you know, I see what you saw in Yana. You dealing with her. You like them young and smart and everything, just like Laretha Hollows or whatever Cookie's, you know, real name is. And she had tears in her eyes and everything. And then she said, you used me, you know, and he said, I never used you. Everything that you did voluntarily, you did knowingly, you know what I'm saying? And it was just really sad. I mean, watching them. Then he finally grabbed the gun from her and he was like on top of her or whatever, holding her arms. And she's like, sign the papers, please sign the papers. And he said, I don't want to sign the papers. You guys know what happened. You guys know. Because I can't be over here just giving it all to you verbatim. Y'all know that last scene, okay, was hitting you right here. To me, it was, okay. I was almost like this. Because, you know, the real is they both still love each other. And he was saying it. I love you. I'm in love with you still. You're still in love with me. And you know it. We're not done. Come on, please. This and that, whatever. So it was kind of sad. But then Tracy walks in killing the mood. Like she's killing it. With her high behind. Talking about, oh, get a room. Better yet, get a coffin or whatever. So, and that's how it went off. And so we don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to get out of that. But how are they going to talk Tracy out of shooting them or whatever? So, I don't know. But, you know, I want to know how in the world Tracy got into that house. Like, is that Lucious's house that they was in? Because it wasn't the office. So, I'm just kind of confused. Like, how did Tracy get in? We know she can't get back in Empire, so it wasn't Empire. How in the world did she get in the house? You see? They be trying. But that was my review, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. It wasn't as twisty. Remember that? Remember how they was like, oh, the fall finale is going to have this twist and all of this kind of crap? It wasn't that twisty. I don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Do you have any new theories? I mean, hey, we still don't know who shot Lucious. We still don't know who blew up Cookie. So clearly there's more to come for that. And Damon is most likely now a suspect of someone that's possibly going to shoot Lucious. Maybe even Yana is. I don't know. So we'll see, right? But anyway, thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate it. I always appreciate you guys' comments. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you know the next time I post a video. All right, you guys take care and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.